Netflix shares fell 20% in after-hours trading after the company reported its fourth quarter earnings. The figures were not bad, but its outlook for 2022 has significantly worsened. Netflix added almost 8.3 million global subscribers in the fourth quarter. That's slightly more than expectations, but less than the same period in 2020. For the first quarter of this year, it expects to add only 2.5 million, far fewer than last year when it reported almost 4 million. Netflix says increased competition is one reason for the slowdown, although in the past it had said rivals like Apple and Disney wouldn't materially affect its own expansion. The company announced price increases in the US and Canada last week, which could help offset waning customer growth. Now, to understand more, let's go to Craig Erlam in London. He is a senior market analyst at OANDA. Craig, many thanks for being with us this morning. So the figures were not bad. We've seen them, but the outlook for this year is signaling that essentially something is changing for the company. I mean, is this just the beginning of a shift that is here to stay and potentially not just for Netflix?
Absolutely, it does look that way. These streaming services have had a much easier time in 2020 and to an extent at times during 2021, with people being forced to stay at home with little else to do. They have turned to these streaming platforms. Well, the world is reopening and people want to go outdoors, and that's going to make life a lot more challenging for these companies. I think, especially with these streaming services, when people are investing in them, especially at these sky-high levels, they're effectively betting on continued subscriber growth. And while we may not have expected to see 2020 levels forever, I think there was a hope that 2020 would give these companies the momentum necessary to continue to at least see much higher levels of subscriber growth than we were seeing. And instead, what we've seen last year, late last year in particular, and now what we're forecasting for this year, it looks quite disappointing by comparison.